Okay, I was starting the live lesson, so let me just start sharing right away. Can you see now?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. So today I prepared something nice for us. So firstly, I want us to like work out the following. So I would like you to tell me what were you going to write if you were given, let me see, x to the power of 2 times, okay. So if you were given x to the power of 2, let me confirm, okay, multiply by x to the power of 8. This is an exponential question. What were you going to do?
We are going to say x to the power of 2 plus 8.
Plus 8, and then what is going to be your answer?
X to the power of 10.
X to the power of 10. Okay. I feel like for this one you were okay. So let's say we are given, okay. So let's say we are given x that is inside a bracket to the power of 2 to the power of 6. What were you going to work this out?
We are going to say x to the power of 2 plus 6.
Plus 6. Okay. So do you remember the
Sorry,
rules of
times 6. Times 6.
Oh, okay. Perfect. So it's x to the power of 2 multiplied by 6, which is going to be what is going to be your final answer?
X to the power of 12.
X to the power of 12. Oh my God, I almost wrote 16, so x to the power of 12, correct, and the first one was also correct. So let me look at the final one. Okay, let me just take this one. So let's say we have, okay, let's say into bracket 3x to the power of 0 plus y to the power of 2 minus x to the power of 0. Oh, sorry, I wrote 2. Let me say to the power of 0. What is going to be your final answer if you were given this one?
We are going to say so the first 3x close brackets to the power of 0 is going to be 1 plus so we're going to say 1, so y to the power of 2 plus 1 plus
Okay,
1.
plus 1. Okay, I like how
Yes.
you did, but here the sign was negative, meaning that here it was supposed to be negative, but then how you interpreted it is very correct. So it's like we are okay with the exponential parts. Okay, let me just give you the last one, last. So let's say we have negative x. Let me confirm. Okay. And close bracket to the power of 2. What are you going to have, or what are you going to have?
We are going to say x to the power of 1 minus 1. Negative x to the power of 1 minus 1, 2.
Okay, let me see. Can you please repeat that?
minus negative x to the power of 1 minus 2.
Minus 2, okay. And your final answer being? What will be
The
your
final
final
answer is going to be 0.
0? Just like this.
Negative x to the power of 0 or 1.
Okay, negative x to the power of 1. All right, okay. I love how you did to the power of 1. Okay, so remember for this one, if you have something like, let me just say negative into negative x to the power of 2. This 2 shows that you are multiplying them 2 times, meaning that you have to rewrite them 2 times. But then it also shows that you are going to multiply inside everything. So remember, we have an imaginary one there, meaning that this 2 is going to multiply the exponent of x and the exponent of negative 1. So what you're going to have is something like this, to the power of 1, and again multiply by x to the power of 2. When you work it out, this one or this negative 1 to the power of 2 gives you a positive 1. Multiply by x to the power of 2 remains as x to the power of 2. So what's going to happen is 1 times x to the power of 2 is just the same as writing x to the power of 2. Are we okay there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let me give you one last one. So let's say you have negative, okay, negative y to the power of 4 and to the power of 2. Can you try this out, or just tell me what would you write?
I would write negative. No. I would write open brackets negative y to the power of uh, 4 times 2,
Times 2, okay.
and that equals to negative y to the power of 8.
Okay, so we didn't work out this negative inside. And I forgot on the first one, since we had a negative here, meaning that there was a negative from the outside, negative, and then the x is going to be negative x. But I like how you attempted it. So you didn't work out this x now, the negative. We only worked out on this, but then I think and believe that the answer is correct. So don't forget this one, and also don't forget this step. Are we okay there?
Yes.
Okay, so for the one that I gave you, meaning that you were going to say, if we were following the steps, we're going to say negative 1 to the power of 2 multiplied by multiply by y, which is to the power of 4, close bracket, to the power of 2. And this negative remains, and this one is going to be positive 1, but then we already have a negative outside. Multiply by y to the power of 4, multiply by 2 the power of 2. And the final answer is going to be negative 1 multiplied by y. 4 times 2, I think, is to the power of 8. And then the final answer is going to be negative y to the power of 8. Are we fine there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let me give you one last one so that we can start with today's part. So let's say you have negative z, okay, into 2z, excuse me, close bracket to the power of 2. Let me say something like this. Yes. Can you please try this out?
Ma'am, we are going to say -2
Is
times
that okay? Okay.
-2 times the 20 the 22.
Oh, okay. Oh, let me use something else. I was saying this is Z. Okay, let me something that is not a bit confusing. So let's say let's use X. So we had negative X open bracket 2X to the power of 4 close bracket to the power of 2. Something like this. I saw to the set is a bit confusing.
So we're going to say -x times 2x um which equals to -2x to the power of 2, and then -2x to the power of 2 times 2 times to the power of 2 times 2 as if exponent.
Okay, let me just cancel these parts and then times to the power of 2, okay?
And that equals to -2x to the power of 4.
Okay, I like how you did it. So let me just, show you something. So you have negative x from the outside and you have 2x 4 close to the power of 4 again, to the power of 2, sorry. Okay. To the power of 2. So I don't know why it's not, okay, yeah, there we go. So now we leave this outside, right? And we firstly work with this one. So here you're gonna have the 2 to the power of 2. Remember, this 2x to the power of 4 is the same as 2 multiplied by x to the power of 4. So you can keep the 2 separately from the x, and the 2 is going to have its own exponent. And then the second part, you'll be like multiply by x to the power of 4, which is going to have to the power of 2 on top. So when we carry on with this one, we're going to have our negative x, and we say 2 to the power of 2. What is 2 to the power of 2?
4.
4, perfect. So we write our 4 multiply by what is going to be, you have x to the power of 2 and into brackets and the to the power of 2 outside the bracket.
4.
Okay, so it's something like this. Now we have x to the power of 4 to the power of 2. So what's going to be your answer if you have something like this?
16.
16, just 16, like this.
X to the power of 16.
Oh, okay. I was lost a bit there. So it's x to the power of 16 and you close your bracket. Now you have the outside, a letter that is supposed to enter inside. So you can just write your negative x, and then 4 times x is 4x to the power of 16. You close this, multiply by this is going to be negative 4x. If you're multiplying, there is an imaginary there, you're going to say 6 plus the imaginary one on the x, and you're gonna have your final answer as 16 plus 1, which is 17. You see? Are we okay with this part? Or you want me to repeat some?
Ma'am, can you repeat?
Okay, so, all right. So let me just clear this part so that we can have a little bit of a bigger space. All right. So we have x or minus x, and then we have an open bracket 2x to the power of 4, close bracket to the power of 2. So the first thing that you gotta do, you're going to like keep, oh my God. Okay, let me just write it down here. So you're gonna have your negative x, open bracket 2x to the power of 4, close bracket to the power of 2. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna keep the negative x, right, outside the big bracket, let's say. And then we already have this bracket, so we have to work out this part. What do? We can say 2 to the power of 2. Why? Because 2x to the power of 4 is the same as 2 multiplied by x to the power of 4. So we can keep the 2 aside and we put to the power of 2. And then we don't have to forget that we are multiplying x to the power of 4. And what you're gonna do here, we're going to say, since the exponent here is 2 and the exponent is 4, you're gonna say x to the power of 4 multiplied by the exponent 2. And then let's close our big bracket now. So we still have our negative x outside, right? So you're gonna punch in a calculator this 2 to the power of 2, and it's gonna give you 4 multiplied by, you're gonna punch this again in the calculator, and it's gonna give you, is this not gonna be 8? I think this is 8, not 16. So it's gonna be x to the power of 8, right? And we keep on closing the bracket because we still have our x outside the bracket. So for us to carry on here, we're gonna say 4 multiplied by x to the power of 8. So let's keep our negative x outside, and then we work this out. So we're gonna have 4x to the power of 8, right? So now we are multiplying the negative x that is outside, excuse me, with the 4 that is inside. So we can just say we have a negative 1 there. That negative 1 is going to multiply the 4. So it's gonna be negative 1 times 4, negative 4, x times x. If we are multiplying the same basis, what we keep the exponent or we add them. So we're gonna have x to the power of 8 plus 1, which is going to be negative 4x to the power of 9. Are we clear there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let me give you one last one. So let me see, okay. Let's say we have negative y into, let me just see, okay. 4y to the power of 3 to the power of 2. Can you please work this out? Remember, 4y to the power of 3 can be divided or can be written as 4 multiplied by y to the power of 3. Are you winning?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, I'm done.
Okay, so what's going to be our final answer?
Um, 8, a negative 8y to the power of 7.
Right, to the power of 7. Very correct. So how did you do it? Oh my
I
God,
put,
sorry. Wait, give me 2 minutes. 2 seconds, sorry. Okay, there we go. Yes, you can carry on.
so ma'am, I
Yes.
started with, so the first step I did, I first said, negative y, open brackets, um, um, open brackets 4, close brackets to the power of 2 times y to the power of 3 times 2, which equals to negative y, open brackets 8y to the power of 6, and then 8 equals 8, and then it equals to 8y to the power of 6 plus 1, and then that equals to 8y to the power of 7.
Okay, perfect. So yeah,
Negative
don't
8
forget
to the power of 7.
yes, the vote was to say don't forget the negative. So correct. All right, so I think we are fine for this part. So I wanted to like give you a background, ne? So when you're dealing with binomials, all you have to know is that we are dealing with multiplying. So once we multiply, there are some times whereby we have to look at what we call like terms. So I wanted to show you this. So do you think you can work this out? It's when you're dealing
Yes,
with
ma'am.
and simplification also. How can we do this? How do we solve this?
We work out the brackets first, and then we say x plus 3, which equals to 3x,
Okay.
and then we write the 2 times 2.
Okay, okay,
3x
so
times 2.
3x times 2.
Yes.
3x times 2. Good things. So, okay, Jong, do you know like terms?
Yes.
So let me remove this and play the like terms game. So is x plus x like terms or are they like terms?
Yes.
So is x plus x squared like terms?
Yes.
Okay, okay. So let me use the b. So b plus b to the power of 2. Do you think these are like terms?
Yes, ma'am, because the like there's an invisible a power of 1, so that's why they're like terms.
Okay, so here we have to the power of 1, and here we have to the power of 2. So now we're no longer working. We're no longer dealing with what yeah, we're no longer dealing with exponents. We're dealing with simplifying and expanding. So when you're dealing with simplifying and expanding, all you gotta know is that the numbers themselves are like terms. So let me just use this space. So the numbers are like terms, right? Alphabet, let's say A to Z. If only there is an A plus an A plus an A to the power of 2 plus B to the power of 2. If we are looking at this, the only like terms available are only things that are looking alike or similar. Let me not say alike because A to the power of 2 and A are alike. So let me say something that are looking similar. So these two A's are literally going to be your like terms. The other A is not going to be the like term with these ones because it has to the power of 2. The power of 2 changes it into something else. For example, if we are going to our banana like example, if I have B to the power of 2 plus B to the power of, let me say, 4, and they say, Uti, B to the power of 2 is bananas. So let me say we have 2 bananas and we have 3 bread. Let's say to the power of 4 is bread. So what is the sum of bread? Since B to the power of 4 is bread and B to the power of 2 is bananas, we're only going to mention the 3B to the power of 4 because what is the sum of the bananas, or what are the bananas available there? Are we clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so going back to this example. Okay, so going back to the x to the power of 2 plus x, do you think they are like terms?
No, ma'am.
Perfect. So what I'm trying to show now is that okay, expansion and simplify. So here the goal is to remove the bracket, and when you remove the bracket, you lose the outside number for this one. So if we have 2 into x plus 3, we're going to use this x of this 2 to remove this 2, or to remove the 2 bracket by multiplying them with the x and also multiplying it with the 3. So what you're gonna have as final is 2 multiplied by x plus 2 multiplied by 3. And the final answer here is going to be 2x plus, you multiply this, I think it's going to be 6. You get me for that one?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let me give you another example. So let me say we have 3 into, let me say 1 over 3 into x plus, plus 3. So what you're gonna do is you take this one, you multiply the 2 because we're trying to remove what? The bracket. That's the main goal here. The goal is to remove the brackets. So what you're gonna have now is going to be 1 over 3x plus, you multiply this with this. What is 1 over 3 multiplied by 3?
3.
3. So let me confirm on my side. I think it's 1. I'm just not sure. So 1 over 3 multiplied by 3, it is 1. So the 1 over 3 multiplied by 3 is 1. So that's your final answer. So I just wanted to show you that the main goal here is to remove the bracket. For that one, we are, let's say, mark it done. So if we have these ones are a bit confusing, but they're not. So what we do, we take each one from this one and multiply them with the second bracket. So if we say we're taking each one, so means we're going to have x multiplied by the second bracket, which is x plus 3, close bracket, and then don't forget the -2. We take the -2, we multiply the second bracket. And then now, can you see that we are back to this one? Can you see?
Yes.
So now what you're gonna do, you remove the bracket by just multiplying each and every one that is inside the bracket by the outside one. So it's gonna be x multiplied by x multiplied by 3. Even here, this is similar to the other one. So it's gonna be 2 multiplied by x and 2 multiplied by 3, and you get your final answer with your like terms. So let me not go deep with this one. Or do you want me to solve it with you or for you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let me create space here. So now we're gonna have, what is x times x? So now we're working this, so it's x multiplied by x.
X multiplied by x equals x to the power of 2.
X to the power of 2. And what is x multiplied by 3?
X to the power of 3.
Okay. Okay, it's like this, x multiplied by 3. Like that.
3x.
Yes, correct. So you're gonna have your positive 3x, and we run here. What is going to be -2 multiplied by x?
Negative 2x.
-2x. And what's going to be -2 multiplied by 3?
Negative 6.
-6. Perfect. So it's -6. Correct step. So now we look at, do you remember the like terms? What we just said
Yes.
back there. So
Yes.
which one are the like terms here?
The 3x minus 2x.
Perfect. Very, very good. So what is going to be your answer when you say 3x minus 2x?
1 x.
X. Which sign? Positive or negative?
Positive.
Positive x. And I'm going to do that game. What do we have on the right hand and what do we have on the left hand?
On the left we have x to the power of 2, and on the right we have minus 6.
-6, correct. So this is how you do it. Okay. So I just wanted to pass by this part. Are you okay with this part?
Yes, ma'am.
Very sure.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let me see. Okay, I'm done with explaining that one. So we have this one, which is a little bit confusing, but it's not. So, do you recall this? Similar to 2 into x plus 3.
Yes.
Perfect. And let me remove this part. And now we have this, the one that we just did. It's similar to example 2. Do you remember it? Is this one?
Yes.
So all they do here, or all they did, was just to try and confuse you guys by including all the examples, example 1 and example 2. So what you can elect to do first is you can either elect to work out this one and you decide to drop this one. So if you are deciding to drop this one, you're gonna have your 1/2 open bracket, and then you solve the brackets first. So let me just go down because this one is gonna be a little bit longer. So let me say we have 1/2 open bracket, x minus 2, it's x minus 2 close, x plus 3, x plus our 3. So we can decide to work out this one first by dropping this, and then we work it out after. So for us to do that, we can just say 1/2, we open a biganyana bracket, and then we write our x. So now we are trying to remove the bracket by multiplying each one that is inside the first bracket with the second bracket. So we say x into x plus 2, close bracket, minus 2 into x plus 2, close bracket, close bracket. Am I making sense? Manahil? Am I making sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so now what do? We remove this bracket and we remove this bracket. So do you think you can work this out? Can you?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you work this out?
Okay.
Okay, perfect. You can. Oh, let's work it out together.
Yes.
So what were you going to write?
We are going to write x
Okay.
times x equals x to the power of 2, and then for the so we're going so then negative 2 times x equals negative 2 negative 2x,
Okay.
and then we are going to write on the right hand side we're going to write a half.
I have.
Yeah, yes. And on the
Which
right, you're going to write 2.
Okay. So wait, what is our final thingy? X to the power of 2 times negative 2x and a half.
Yes.
Okay, okay, okay. So, okay, let me show you this one, and then I'll give you one to work out on. So, now we have this 1/2 here. Ne? Let me just open up my bracket. So, we're going to work this out, how we did it up here. Where's that thing? How we did it up here. So don't be confused by seeing the brackets. So all you gotta note is just drop the other 2 brackets and then work out these ones that are inside the bracket. So it's gonna be x multiplied by x being x to the power of 2, x multiplied by 2 being positive 2x, these multiplied by these being negative 2x, and these multiplied by these being negative 4, and we close. So now we look at our like terms. So we can see that we have these 2 as like terms. So what do? We write our half, we open the brackets, and then we write our x to the power of 2, add these or subtract them, And this one is going to be positive 0 because this and this are just going to cancel each other, minus our very 4. And the last part is going to be 1 over 2, open bracket. We work out the 0 minus 4, which is going to be x to the power of 2 minus 4, low bracket. And then now we are back to example 1. We use the half to open the brackets. So we're gonna have 1 over 2 multiplied by x is going to be 1 over 2x to the power of 2 plus, no, it's not a plus. 1 over 2 times negative 4 is negative. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let me show you another one. Okay, so let me say we have this. So this one is similar. Do you think you can work it out?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, do you want me to give you some time or you want us to work it out together?
Let's work out together.
Okay, so what were you going to write there?
First, I'm going to say x plus 4 equals 4x.
Okay. Remember about the like terms. Like terms. Like terms is
Oh,
either x, yes,
x times x equals x to the power of 2.
x to the power of 2, yes.
Um, and then plus no plus 4 minus 4,
Okay.
and then that's equals to x to the power of 2 plus 0,
Okay.
and then you're going to write times half,
Okay, multiply by half, okay.
and
And okay.
altogether it equals to a half x to the power of 2 plus 0.
Okay, plus 0. All right. So I like the attempt. Where were we? Okay. So we were here. Okay. X plus 4, x minus 4. Excuse me, sorry. So it's 1 over 2 x plus 4 x minus 2 or minus 4, sorry. Minus 4. So remember, for this one is the same as 2x minus 4. And when we say look at these ones, I know it's a bit confusing. This one is the same as the second example that we dealt with, whereby we have to take each one. So we take the x, we multiply the x minus 4, and we take the 4, we multiply the x minus 4. Why do we do that? We're trying to remove the bracket. So the main goal here is to remove the bracket. So for the first one, or let me say for the red one, what do we do is we use the outside 1 over 4 to open the bracket. Okay, so you're gonna have your, let me just do it like this. So if we're working this out, we're gonna have 1 over 2 multiplied by x, which is going to be 1 over 2x, plus if we say 1 over 2 times 4 is going to be 2. So we are done working this one out. But then, since we have this, we are having this now. I think my thing is not visible. So yeah, we have these two brackets. We also have to work them out for us to have a final complete yeah expression. So what we can elect, oh my god, why did I leave? So yeah, so what do we do first? It's either we choose whether we would like to work this one out, but this one is very confusing if we start by working this one. Hence, I say we must firstly work out the brackets that are inside. So I was like, what you can do, since you have 1 over 2, open x plus, okay, x plus 4 plus x minus 4. For you not to get confused, all you gotta do is try to work this one out first. Okay, so for you to work this one out, you have to take each one, or you have to apply, do you know the FOIL? Do you know the method of FOIL?
No.
Okay, so the FOIL method says you multiply these two first ones. So that's the first thing you do. So if we are using the FOIL, we can just say f for x multiplied by x. And then we use the O for saying x multiplied by negative 4. So we have x multiplied by negative, sorry, not negative 2, negative 4. And we use the I to multiply the 4 multiplied by x. So we use the I to multiply the 4 multiplied by x. And let me confirm the last one is 4 multiplied by negative 4. And the L to multiply the 4 multiplied by the negative 4. So here, let's write our final answers. So you're going to have x multiplied by x, which is x to the power of 2. You have x times negative 4, which is negative 4x. You have 4x multiplied by x, which is positive 4x. And you have the last one, which is 4 multiplied by negative 4, which is going to be, what is 4 multiplied by negative 4?
Negative 16.
Negative 16. So what's left to do now is to combine this. Okay, so what you're gonna have finally is x to the power of 2. So it's x to the power of 2 minus 4x. So we already wrote the f. Okay, now we are writing the O. So it's negative 4x. We already wrote the negative 4x. Now we have to write the I, which is plus 4x. So we write our plus 4x. And then we check the last one, which is the L, which is negative 16. So we write our negative 16. So now is that point whereby we look at like terms. And do you see any like terms there? Like terms?
The 4x, the negative 4x and the positive 4x.
Okay, so what's going to be your final answer? If you punch this in the calculator and yeah, have everything. Or let me just say, what is negative 4x plus 4x?
0.
0. And then what's going to be on your left-hand side and what's going to be on your right?
On the left hand side is going to be the x to the power of 2, and on the right is going to be the negative 16.
Negative 16. And what is going to be our final answer?
X to the power of 2 minus 16.
Minus 16, correct. So, okay, I'm going to send some thingies. So, can you do a screenshot for these? Because I have to like do preparation for the next one. So do a screenshot for these. I'll send something that you can work it out today. If you're not really busy, you can send it today. I'll check it out, verify if it's correct, and if we are okay to move on.
Done, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.